Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today's deck number 923 is brought to you by our wonderful patrons and Dragon Shield. This deck is in Dragon Shield Sapphires. Y'all know Dragon Shield is the very best sleeving you can do for your deck. They're durable, and they are available at your local game store. If you don't have one, I understand. I have been in that situation too. But Canada's Collectible Games is just a short drive from anywhere. Anyway, our commander today is Fuzzy. So we're going to try to fix that because as our camera slowly drifts downward. Emperor Mihail II. I'm sure I butchered that pronouncing, but that's okay. I know some of y'all actually live for the way I pronounce or mispronounce things. So you may look at the top card of your library at any time. I can't tell you, it is kind of a fun little tick in response. I'm going to look at the top card. You may cast Merfolk spells from the top of your library. Sweet card. Sweet ability. Whenever you cast a Merfolk, you may pay one. If you do, you get a buddy. So it's not exactly buy one, get one. It's buy one, get one for one, you know? So we're playing Merfolk. I mean, lots and lots of Merfolk. So let's get to it. We do have some higher end some more expensive cards in the removal suite. So, dang you, stay. So we've got a little bit of mana ramp. Nothing silly, just Soul Ring. Thought Vessel is going to do double work here because this card is necessary for an alternate win con that we have. Sky Diamond, Decanter, Endless Water. There again, that no max hand size. Relic of Legends. You'd be surprised how many legendary Merfolk were. Kenneth's Monument. That second ability is pretty sweet, not allowing things to untap for a turn. And then, of course, Stony Brook Banneret, that Island Walk, making all your Merfolk spells cost one less to play. Card draw. Yes, there is an insane amount of card draw in the deck. I mean, it's blue. You know what I'm saying? Not just things like Brainstorm and Ponder, but I mean like Kindred Discovery. So when a Merfolk enters the battlefield or attacks, we get to draw a card. Silly. Reconnaissance Mission, Coastal Piracy, deals combat damage to draw a card. Wow. Seafloor Oracle, same thing. Merfolk version. A Pull from Tomorrow, draw X, discard one. Okay. FOF. By the way, here's something that I personally do, and people are just now at the shop here finding out that I do it. Fact or fiction, when people choose me, I'm going to give them a 5-0 split every time. Do your thing, man. I want to see it happen. I play Commander for the experience, the big crazy effects. I remember the fun games more than the games I won. That's just me. I'm filthy casual, as it were. And then Overflowing Insight. This card's just fun. 7 mana, 7 cards. I don't know. It may be terrible, but I like it. And with that much card draw, it made me really want a Psychosis Crawler. That's our alternate win con, as opposed to playing fish and turning them sideways. Now, I think I want to talk about this neat little combo before we get in there. Meekstone. Merfolk are known for being kind of small. Granted, there's a million champions, and you get a couple out, a couple of your +1 champions out there, and all of a sudden, Meekstone doesn't let your Merfolk untap. But Meekstone is a heck of a magic card because we focus on the big game-ending creatures, right? But Meryl Commerce says, which by the way is a Merfolk enchantment tribal. They don't use that a lot anymore, but you can play this off top of your library because it is a Merfolk card. But at the end of your turn, you just get to untap all your Merfolk. So, number one, you got blockers. Number two, the Meekstone really doesn't apply to you. Yeah, kind of neat. So let's get to some of these champions, as I call them, shall we? Uh, this category is things to help the tribe. What do we got? 8 cards. We have Meryl Regeray with that new anime art from Jumpstart 22. I just swapped this out the other day because it's beautiful. I mean, you know, cast a Merfolk, tap or untap a permanent. That's neat. Um, yeah, S of S and S has indestructible as long as you control at least 2 of the Merfolk. Probably not going to be a problem. Attacks draw card. Okay. Um, Other Merfolk you control have Ward 1. Here again helps the team in all facets. Voldalian Hex Catcher. Other Merfolk get +1. It's got Flash even. Sack a Merfolk, counter spell. Unless they, well, to force spike something. That's kind of neat. Merfolk Sovereign. Others Merfolk gets +1. And you can make a Merfolk unblockable. The OG that started it all, the Lord of Atlantis. Now, +1 in Island Walk is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Blue's a very popular color. I would say it's in the top 5 colors, you know. Maybe even top 6. But anyway. Deep Channel Mentor is a beast of a card. Now, it doesn't get a lot of play because people look at that 6 mana for a 2/2, but wow, blue creatures you control are unblockable. This thing is silly. Don't try to look at a foil. It was from an era in time where, yeah, never mind. Door of Destinies. Now, Door of Destinies, I have somewhat mixed feelings on Door of Destinies. I like this in decks where, like dragons and hydras and big things, because a lot of times, a lot of people put Door of Destinies in like elf, goblin, merfolk decks, and it requires a lot of restraint. Uh, because, like say in elves, you by the time you run the door out, you've played all the elves out of your hand. Yeah, so it is one. But with the card draw in this particular deck, I don't think we'll run out of Merfolk to play. um, that being said, coat of arms. There again is that huge double-edged sword, double-edged lasers, more like it. Because this thing, I mean, yeah, it pops in your hand. You don't have to play it if you are outgunned in the tribal wars, but I'm telling you, it a lot of times I use coat of arms as a finishing move, similar to an overrun or a crater hoof, whatever. Just simply because it does help everyone. Uh, Tribal decks are very popular from soldiers to whatever. But yeah, if you see me playing coat of arms, you know I plan on killing someone that turn. So let's look into our normal, regular, run-of-the-mill Merfolk. We're going to start with this beautiful, unlimited Merfolk of the Pearl Trident because, wow, I mean, that's beautiful. Kapala, Warden of Waves. Lull Mage Mentor. I mean, we have a counterspell, make a Merfolk, and then tap Merfolk to, yeah. Now, the Herald of the Secret Streams, creatures you control on one counterstorm can't be blocked. It's a Merfolk. I don't know how relevant the +1 counter thing is going to be. I don't think I have a lot of ways to do it, but it's a decent Merfolk, so I put it in there. Good old Sea Singer. Yeah, that Fallen Empire's magic right there. Stealing creatures. The Mistcloak Herald, which is going to deal its 1 damage because it can't be blocked, helps out on all those card drawing things. Towerand, it is a Merfolk, and it does give you somewhat of a. Let's face it; those are pretty much just flying blockers, because it's not a Towerand deck. It's not devoted to that thing, but it does give us some air defense. Storm Sculptor can't be blocked. Brineholm Cutthroat. Yeah, it's a 1/1 counter deal. Drowner of Secrets. River Darter can't be blocked by dinosaurs. I don't know if that'll ever be relevant in gameplay, but Riverwise Augur, Deep Tread Marrow. This is a card. Gaining that Island Walk. I wonder how long before we complete the cycle. Do we have Urborg? We have Yavimaya. We still need a plains, island, and a mountain land that makes all things. Mountain will probably be the last one made, just simply because of Valakut exists. I don't know, but at the rate we're getting one every decade, um, it could be an issue. Water Trap Weaver, Fallow Sage, nice. Windstrider, hey, a little bit of flying. Tempest Caller, tap all creatures that opponent controls when it enters the battlefield. So this is an alpha shot at somebody. I mean, quite frankly, you don't want to cast this until you can alpha strike somebody and get them out of the game. River Sneak can't be blocked. Silvergill Adept and Merfolk Looter, just in case we need to loot a little more. I have 4 whatever cards. Protective Bubble, Unblockable, and Shroud. This gets overlooked quite a bit. Aquatic Incursion. You make some Merfolk, and then it's not over because you can just make Merfolk can't be blocked. We have Deep Root Waters, cast a Merfolk. They are buy one get one free, but your one you get free has hexproof, so that's really really nice. And a good old fashioned Nexus of Fate, just in case you need. How many games have you lost where you've been like, if I had one more turn, man, if I had one more turn. Here's that one more turn. Now, removal. I guess first we need to do Blue's classic removal, which is counter magic. Counter spell, spell pierce, negate. I'm running Familiar's Ruse because you can bounce a creature to your hand. It's not bad. It's from that Lorwyn era. Blue Elemental Blast is a red counter, or just a outright kill target Atarka, or Ruthar, or whatever is ailing you. There's a good chance it's mostly red. It has red in it. It's a great removal spell. Turn to Frog. I am a huge fan of on board but useless. And I know this is only a 1 turn effect, but there are times. Here I go to Atarka again. I guess you can tell I've been dead by Atarka a lot lately. Or that one commander that's coming at you who is dealing lethal that somehow you can't block. It loses all abilities, becomes a 1/1 frog. I block it, I kill it, whatever. I live to fight another turn. Washout's decent. Bounce all. I mean, it's a selective evacuation. Now, granted, you're never. I mean, gonna want to choose blue because it's a sorcery. You're bouncing their blockers pretty much. Monocolor decks, hard to deal with this. Ether Gale, it's more bouncing. Crashing Tide, more bouncing. And then Declaration of Naught. Now, this card, I know it doesn't look that amazing in Commander. It's a 1-up format. But it is absolutely hilarious when you name a commander. You just name their commander, and they are done playing their commander that turn or that game, unless you allow it. So that's going to bring us to our non-basic lands. The Desert of the Mindful, Castle Vantris, and lastly, the Merfolk land itself. That's right, it's the everything land, the Mutavault. Well, that is what I have got for today. I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all don't forget that to go and get your Dragon Shield sleeves, to find someone who is a patron of the channel and thank them, because I thank you all very much. And if you need a local game store, Candace Collectible Games is just a short drive from anywhere on the planet. Short being a relative term. Galactically, it's short, right? Anyway, I appreciate y'all so much, but we are going to shuffle and cut.